Ronald McDonald House was first established in Philadelphia in the United States in 1974. Since that time, more than 100 houses have opened their doors to the families of children suffering from cancer and leukemia. In 1986, a house was established next to the Royal Children's Hospital, Melbourne. The first Australian house, however, was set up in 1981 in Glebe, a short walk from the Camperdown Children's Hospital, Sydney.
It's just like a home away from home.
A very family-oriented house where parents and sick children can stay while they're undergoing extensive treatment for cancer and leukemia and other similar problems requiring long stay at the hospital.
I think the earliest problem that we deal with is the need for the family to adjust itself to having been told that their child has cancer. And that's a very major problem because it comes as a great shock.
They come to hospital, they see the doctor, they get the results of the test. They're absolutely devastated by being told their child has leukemia or cancer.
He sort of sat us down and told us straight out, no beating around the bush or nothing, just told us straight out. I didn't really know what to feel at the time.
Oh, bigger than that.
Actually being faced with it is just absolutely awful. And you don't know however you'll just pick yourself up again.
And I found out when we got home. We got home from playing tennis and found out he had leukemia. So it was a bit of a shock to the system.
Actually, I'll never forget it. It was in August, halfway through August, when he was diagnosed, and we were shattered. I mean, basically shattered.
Well, Mum and Dad told me, and they just said, they sat down with me one day and they just told me, and I had a little cry.
Faced with the possibility of months of treatment for their child, many parents find themselves in need of accommodation within easy reach of the hospital.
I just didn't know where I'd stay or what I'd do until I got this phone call from this marvellous woman, this angel in disguise called Virginia, who runs McDonald House. And she was just a blessing because she rang me up and said, you know, you can stay here.
I didn't know it existed until I got to the hospital and was worried about where we'd be staying when Colin and Alicia, another little girl, arrived from Townsville. And then it was Debbie, the charge sister, actually said, we'll get you a room up at McDonald House, and explain what it was.
He's only half done the job.
More than 50% of these children come from peripheral areas or from the country, so it's expensive. It's also very traumatic for a child to be continually coming in and out of hospital and for their families. And this is the major advantage that is given by the Ronald McDonald House. These children can live in a home environment. They can visit hospital just on a daily basis for just as long as is necessary for their treatment to be given.
The idea is that these country people can feel at home in this place and live as near normally as they do in their own homes, cooking their own meals, looking after their own children, and just going down to the hospital for visits.
Actually, the house operates really smoothly. We each have a room which you look after yourself, and you do the hand basin and make the beds and keep it basically tidy. You do all your own cooking, your own washing, which is good because I think it gives you those small pieces of normality back into your life again.
I think there are 11 rooms, differing in size. Some can accommodate sort of families of up to 6. Some are just 2-bed rooms. And the parents and children can stay there, and in fact whole families can stay while one child's having treatment.
I think the main problem is the actual treatment itself. They have to go through a lot of painful procedures, and they're given a lot of drugs that make them feel very sick.
Well, they make you feel sick and everything. You feel like sleeping most of the time, because it makes you feel sick.
My description of the 2 years of chemo was a nightmare, really.
A it's not the radiotherapy that makes my hair fall out, it's the chemotherapy, which is the drips and stuff that I have to have. And because I'm not on them now, my hair's growing back and it's all fuzzy.
She's an example to everybody, I think. She copes with it really well. I mean, she's sick and she loses her hair and other things, but always through it she's very bright and cheerful, always got a lovely smile, which I think's great, you know. She really enjoys life and that's the main thing.
But it's been good for the fact that we can bring Michael back here and he sort of knows he's not going to get needles and be jobbed at or anything here. And you can sort of go to your room when you want privacy, but you've got all the other parents around for support.
You could sit down in the kitchen and the lounge room and that and talk to people who had similar problems with their children. You could see the other children running around and it gave you hope that your child would be able to respond to the treatment.
The parents develop terrific friendships and there's a lot of support for each other and a lot of caring.
Gosh, how can I describe Virginia? She's just wonderful. She's a friend, big sister, mother to the kids. I mean, she's great. I just can't imagine going through this without Ronald McDonald House and Virginia. No way.
My role is to show them around, to make them feel comfortable. If it's late at night, that's no problem. They can come whenever they need to. Once they get over here, I mean, it might be just the mother of the child who's been diagnosed, and then in a couple of days, the father might bring the other family members down.
He's incredible, very quiet, but he's always there. My mum came down to stay, and I tried to book her in, and I couldn't. I just walked in the office and started crying. And Peter, you didn't feel uncomfortable or anything with him. He's terrific.
It's not all sad either. I mean, you don't have to, we're not all sitting around here talking all the time about sad things. I think it's good. A lot of people you can laugh with and joke around with.
It's been pretty happy here, cheerful. It's only really, I don't think I've seen it here yet where it has been really depressing. There's always been someone in a happy mood to sort of pull the rest up, you know.
Absolutely fantastic place for country people. My daughter and her husband have been here the full time their boy's been in hospital, and it means that they're only 2 minutes away from him at any time. And it's just, I couldn't speak highly enough of it. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's a haven, really. Apart from the obvious, having somewhere to sleep and being able to cook a meal, it's the environment of parents being able to share their feelings and their emotions. Without it, I don't think any of us could cope.
And if you want to have a good cry, you can have a good cry. Someone will put their arm around you and, you know, and if you want to have a laugh, you can have a laugh. It's just a place where there's, you know, a lot of support, a lot of love. It's just a great place to come to, really. It's home away from home.
Ronald McDonald House, a house built on love. Ronald McDonald Children's Charities supports Ronald McDonald Houses and other organisations that directly help sick and disabled children to live happier, healthier and more productive lives.